an object, it will come in the beginning. So a chocolate cake, that's a singular, is being eaten by Aniket now. The word now indicates that the sentence is in present continuous tense. That means the action of eating is going on. The next sentence is like this: nothing is being eaten by me at this moment. How can I eat anything? Because at the moment I am speaking to you. So nothing is being eaten by me at this moment. When you change the sentence into active voice, it would be like this: I am eating nothing at this moment, or I am not eating anything at this moment. Now fill in the blanks. See, in this cage, some bananas blank by the big monkeys. The children are having some ice cream cones with them. The ice cream blank by the animal keeper now. Again the word see, now. They indicate that this is in present continuous tense. Bananas are plural, so your answer would be are being eaten. And in the second blank, you are talking about ice cream. You are not talking about ice cream cones. If you find ice cream cones, it would be plural. But here the word is ice cream. That's a singular. So the ice cream is being eaten. Now check your answers. See, in this case, some bananas are being eaten by the big monkeys. The children are having some ice cream cones with them. The ice cream is being eaten by the animal keeper now. Now let's go for present perfect tense. The action which is done recently and its effect is going on. In active voice, you have to raise have or has plus past participle. After the session, I would say that I have taught passive voice. Now at the moment I am teaching, so it's present continuous tense. But when the session is over, I can say I have taught passive voice. That is present perfect tense. In passive voice structure, in present perfect tense, you can find object, then have as, any one of them, then been, B-E-E-N, then past participle, and then by plus subject. See two examples. She has already eaten apples. And the passive structure of the sentence is apples have already been eaten by them. Now take one note here. When you change the sentence into passive voice in this particular tense, you have to use three words for verb form: have or has, been plus eaten. Now the second sentence, that is in passive voice, already is given between or among these three words. So have already been eaten. You can't say that apples have been already eaten. When there are more than two words in verb form, in such cases the first word would be there before that already word, and the remaining words would come after already. You can find just in the same way. Apples have just been eaten by her. So have would come first and been eaten would come later after that word already or just. See some more examples. Joshua has eaten a pineapple pastry just now. You know the object, and that is the pineapple pastry. So a pineapple pastry has been eaten by Joshua just now. Nothing has been eaten by me since morning. I am really very hungry now. And that is true, right? Nothing has been eaten by me since morning. I can change the sentence into passive voice. I have eaten nothing since morning, or I have not eaten anything since morning. And that's why at this moment I am very hungry. You can see hunger on my face. Okay. You can fill in the blanks. Oh, mother has cleaned the dining table. Kheer blank already blank by Roshni. Fruits blank just blank by my mother, by my father. Can you tell me what blank in your breakfast today in the morning? Now kheer, blank already blank by Roshni, has already been eaten. You are right. Fruits, blank, just blank by my father. Fruits has just been eaten. No, the answer is wrong. Fruits have been just eaten. Again the answer is wrong. Fruits have just been eaten by my father. Yes, you are right. Can you tell me what has been eaten in your breakfast? Check your answers. Kheer has already been eaten. Fruits has just been eaten. That was wrong answer. Fruits have been just eaten. That was again wrong answer. The correct answer is fruits have just been eaten by my father. Can you tell me what has been eaten in your breakfast? Now the next tense is simple past tense. The action which is done in the past, you use simple past tense. In active voice, you use the second form of the verb, eat, ate, eaten. The second form of the verb is ate, ate, played, sang, opened, closed. These are the past form of different verb, and those are used in simple past tense in active voice. I played cricket yesterday. I visited the zoo last Sunday. I ate nothing in the morning. So here in passive voice, the structure is like this. Your sentence will begin with object as usual. Then you have to use was or were, any one of them. Then past participle would be there, and then you have to write by plus subject. See some examples. Sohan Sen ate magic seeds. Now it's a story, or it's a sentence taken from a story, and that's why I have used simple past tense. Ate, ate. It indicates that we are talking about simple past. Now when you change the sentence into passive, it would be like this. Magic seeds, it's a plural, were eaten by Sohan Sen. Let's have some more examples. Mr. Joshi ate all cashews yesterday. All cashews, that's an object. It will come first. It's a plural, so you have to write were eaten by Mr. Joshi yesterday. So all cashews were eaten by Mr. Joshi yesterday. More sentence. Nothing was eaten by me yesterday because I had fever. And because of my fever, I didn't eat anything. So I can say I ate nothing or I did not eat anything. These are in active voice structure. But here in passive voice, it's nothing was eaten by me yesterday because I had fever. Now it's your time to fill in the blanks. We had a party last night. Delicious food items blank by all, but Farali Chevdo blank by Mihir as he had fast. Will you tell me what blank by you yesterday? Now for the first blank, what is your answer? Is it was eaten or were eaten? Were eaten, fine. For the second blank, is it was eaten or were eaten? You're talking about Ferrari Chevdo and it's singular. Yes, was eaten. And in third blank, what was eaten by you yesterday or what were eaten by you yesterday? Again, what indicates singular, and that's why we have to write was eaten in the end. So these are the answers which you have given me. Delicious food items were eaten by all, but Farali Chevdo was eaten by Mihir as he had fast. Will you tell me what was eaten by you yesterday? Now let's go for past continuous tense. At a time of past, an action was going on, and for that you have past continuous tense. In active voice structure, you use was were plus ing. I was teaching English when you called me, and that's why I didn't take your phone. So I was teaching. They were playing cricket on the playground when I saw them, right? So at that moment, I'm talking about past, that's a moment when they were playing cricket. So in active voice, in past continuous tense, we use was, were, any one of them plus ing. But in passive voice, we have object, then was, were, any one of them plus being plus past participle and plus by subject. Diya was eating samosa at this time yesterday. At this time, but I am talking about yesterday, and that's why it indicates past continuous tense. And Diya was eating samosa. When I change the sentence into passive, it will be like this. Samosa was being eaten by Diya at this time yesterday. Samosa is singular, and that's why we have to use was. See more examples of past continuous tense. Vikram was eating dabeli at that time. Now you have to change the place of subject and object. And here the sentence would be like this. Dabeli was being eaten by Vikram at that time. Nothing was being eaten by the guests then. When you change the sentence into active voice, it would be like this. The guests were not eating anything then. Or you can say the guests were eating nothing then at that time. Again, it's your time to fill in the blanks. When the guests arrived, food blank by all family members. Paddy biscuits blank by Moti the dog at that time. What blank by you when I called you? So past is there, and in blanks you can find continuous past. And in all three sentences you find passive structure. Food is singular, biscuits is plural, and what indicates singular. So in all three you can give me the answer. Food is being eaten. Correct? Paddy biscuits are being eaten. No. Instead of are and is, we have to write was and were, because we are talking about past continuous tense. When the guests arrived, food was being eaten. Paddy biscuits were being eaten. And what was being eaten by you when I call you? You can check your answers. Food was being eaten. Biscuits were being eaten. And what was being eaten by you when I called you, right? Now come to past perfect tense. When you talk about two actions of past and they were in sequence, the first action, right, will be declared, will be shown using past perfect tense. So past perfect tense is the past of the past. In active voice, basically you use had plus past participle. Before the doctor came, the patient had died. Had plus past participle, that is the verb form in active voice sentence in past perfect tense. In passive voice, we have had plus been plus past participle. Muskan had eaten her food before the bill arrived. Her food, that is the object. So the sentence in passive voice would be like this. Food had been eaten by Muskan. You can say her food had been eaten by Muskan before the bill arrived. Right? Now see some other examples. Ami had eaten everything before her husband arrived. Now she is very selfish girl. So she had eaten everything before her husband arrived. When you change the sentence into passive voice, it would be like this. Everything had been eaten by Ami before her husband arrived. And nothing had been eaten by Santoshi before her guests came. Or you can say Santoshi had eaten nothing before her guests came. Or you can say Santoshi had not eaten anything before her guests came. Now fill in the blanks. When the guests arrived, food blank already blank by all family members. After the mukhwas blank by them, they started chatting. What blank already blank by you when I saw you? All three sentences are given in passive structure. They are in passive voice. Food is singular, mukhwas is singular, what is singular, and in past perfect tense you don't have to worry whether it is singular or plural, because we have only one verb form, that is had, then been, and then past participle. Check your answers. Had already been eaten, mukhwas had been eaten, and what had already been eaten by you when I saw you. Now simple future tense. When you talk about future action, when you talk about your plannings, which will happen after this moment, you use simple future tense. In active voice, basically we have will or shall plus past participle plus main verb, main form of the verb. So it will become will go or shall go. Basically with I and we use a shall plus main verb or main form of the verb. And for the other pronouns, we use will. So I will go, they will go. So will or shall plus main form of the verb will be used in active voice sentence in simple future tense. But when we change the sentence into passive voice, here is the structure. Object plus will or shall, any one of them, plus be plus past participle. Akshay will eat a scented pan after his lunch today. When you change the sentence into passive, it would be like this. A scented pan will be eaten by Akshay after his lunch today. A scented pan, that is singular. Don't worry about singular plural, because you have to write will, whether it is singular or plural. Instead of a scented pan, you can say scented pans, right? Again, you have to write will be eaten by Akshay after his lunch today.